Hey, good morning to the best friends and family on YouTube. I am installing an Android deck today into the EVO. So I wanted to show you guys how I'm doing it, just because I had questions along the way. And again, I want to share with you what I do. That way you don't have to ask as many questions. Fairly easy to do for the most part. I actually measured the factory deck, and it is literally 10 pounds. 10.6, I think it was, with everything. This is 1.4, so I'm actually cutting weight. It's functional, if you could believe that. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I have done to get this deck into the EVO. So right off the bat, this was a pretty nice unit here. Obviously, I'm not going to keep it in there because it is in Japanese. This does have a hard drive in it, so as soon as I put a CD in it, it starts to record it inside. It has a bunch of connections on the back that I have no idea what they are for, like all this bunched up stuff. There's wires literally going everywhere. It's kind of the same thing with every JDM vehicle I get. The wiring harness and stuff is just crazy. Like, they'll have 10 feet of wires in behind the dash for absolutely no reason. So this one was a nav unit, obviously, so it has a antenna. I took the same mounting position and I positioned it in the EVO. The cord just reaches, so I just put it right there. And I'm gonna run the wire, and there it is right there. So it's nice. Before they put all the wire, they hit it underneath the passenger side floor mat. So already we're ahead. We've cut roughly 10 pounds on this thing. And also we're cleaning up the wiring. With that, I also took out the toll system, which is right here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mount this. I just wanted to show you guys what I'm doing here. So this is how I integrated the factory brackets into the bracketry that is included with this unit. This is a Hikity unit. This is probably, the best quality Android deck I found that was not an Atoto, I think. I think they're very similar. They might even be the same brand, but they just, this is their outlet version almost. Who knows? I'm not sure, but they're very similar because I've had both of them. And like I said, they're very similar. So I'm going to go ahead and install this guy. This one did come with absolutely everything. Backup camera, audio or video in, video out, sub out, 2 USBs in. It does have nav that is separate from the phone, which is nice. That's a plus, and that's kind of how it comes with instructions on how to install that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in and show you guys, well, if she fires up. Hopefully it fires up. And I do have it kind of positioned and angled the way that it fits in the EVO fascia. So let's go ahead and try to put this sucker in. So she fires up. It's Android 11, so that's why I purchased this one. This was one on sale, and I'll put the link in the description for you guys if you're interested in this one. But she fired up. That's what matters. And I'm going to just test that the speakers work, run the USB cords somewhere, and go from there. But this thing might take a little bit to boot up, so I'll give it a minute. So just to show you guys what the back looks like. So there's all the extension harnesses up top there. So that's where the 2 USB cords go. And then we got our antenna. And then we got the GPS antenna that is routed there. And then we got the main harness right there. So there we go. Wow, that's an awesome little home screen. So it's cool. It's basically a tablet, right? So you could totally, from previous ones anyway, you could totally customize all of this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the car, get it all done, and then take the wrap off and show you guys. Stereo's working perfectly. Actually sounds really good in here. Hopefully you can hear me. All right, that concludes this video. It's in there. It's tilted a little farther up. The camera, the way I have my lens is making it look like it's just tilted right up, but it's actually facing my face like perfectly. Whereas before it was like this, it was actually facing downward and it was kind of harder to see the screen. So I'm hoping this fixes it. If not, all I have to do is pull it back off and loosen those two nut and bolts. So that's another thing. If you do get this, make sure you have a nut and bolt on hand, a smaller one, so you could fasten the factory radio brackets to the brackets that come with this Android deck. I utilized the antenna position that the old Eclipse stereo used, so it's just right over there, and it ran fine, and no wires underneath my mat. I didn't even include those wires when I weighed the damn thing, so it's probably even more. So yeah, like I saved 10 pounds by putting this thing in. So I didn't play with the angle whatsoever. I just put it in. I would imagine that if you tilt it too far down, you're not going to clear this bottom piece. So there's definitely some level of adjustment there that you can play with. It's kind of like tiered too, so you would have some room, but like, you know, it looks pretty good. And like I said, the camera's making the angle look a little more drastic than it is. But it's flush up top, and it's just sticking out at the bottom there by, I don't know, ½ an inch. So I like it because it barely see any glare on it in this position anyway. But like I said, previously on that other deck, I couldn't really see the screen when I was driving it in daytime. So super happy with it though, guys. The stereo sounds absolutely amazing in this thing, so I'm happy about that. They did upgrade to a Clarion component setup from factory, and the rear speakers sound pretty good too. So I'm gonna go ahead and play with this thing and see what I can come up with. Always hook up your illumination wire. I never did, but it controls the lights on these here, and that's super handy to have when you're driving at night. So I finally did it in this car, so I'm going to continue doing that. And yeah, as always, I hope you guys somewhat enjoyed the video. You learned something. I couldn't find anything really specifically to this online, so I'm hoping that, you know, you get a little insight on how to mount your Android deck that comes with these weird brackets versus the cage on decks that are usually a plug and play. This cage you got to play around with sometimes, and it can be a pain. Like my Z was just a pain. So luckily this one wasn't too much of a deal, but I just wanted to show you guys what I went through. That way you know that you could order one of these things and be all right. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, give this one a thumbs up. Be sure to check out the channel for more videos just like this and subscribe. All right, everybody, peace.